Hey everyone, welcome back to World Runner Dex. I'm Dex, and today we're back in Ark Survival Ascended. We're on the island, and we're at the Red Obelisk. I'm going to give you kind of an update on the breeding base that we're doing here at the Red Obelisk, and then I'm going to go over like a little bit of kind of what I'm doing, and I'll put a link to Seashell Gaming's video down below. So this is kind of where we're at right now. I'm gonna show you some earlier clips and kind of explain things, and then we'll come back to this. Okay, we've started construction on our breeding base at the Red Obelisk. This is where we'll be doing all of our breeding and mutations. We're going to build a giant base in that big open water area there. We're going to park water tames in there. It's going to be kind of an everything breeding base. So first thing we did is we broke down and we made some cryopods and a cryo fridge. So you can see here we still have a few things in the fridge. I'm gonna get this guy out. Let's see, the way we have it now, it's got the cooldown for the cryopods. So we've just been slowly kind of using those. We're gonna make more because as we breed things, we're gonna want to. I like to keep all of the dinos every mutation step. I like to keep each one, so that fills up cryopods pretty quick, or cryo fridges pretty quick. But I just like to keep it in case of anything happening down the road. And it's even more important, I think, maybe now because of the fact that you can kind of go in and add stats later if you find a tame that has higher level stats, like a higher level melee. You can actually go in there and add that into the line, and it'll breed in, which is kind of an amazing feature, especially if you're like me, you love to breed and create super dinos. So these guys we brought from the base, they're not great. I just kind of said, you know what, like I'm getting tired of flying around off camera and looking for high level dinos. I mean, I spent the weekend just kind of flying around doing that and didn't really find anything other than a few, I did find a max level Bronto, and they're both females. I had a baby. The one that was getting tamed up, like the normal way, the knockout way, got hit by a Dilo that I didn't see, so that brought its taming effectiveness down to like 85%. Luckily, the baby, when you imprint on it, when it's a baby like that, it went up to 225 as if it's a perfect tame. So that worked out for breeding purposes. We're going to use that Bronto. The only reason I tame Brontos, I don't really tame them, but I heard they're good because you want the weight, and you need the big drag weight, and you need the maybe their weight stats if you're trying to tame a Rhino Nathia, the sort of pickup helicopter bug that they introduced at the very end of Ark Survival Evolved. So that's kind of what we got going on here. We put down, we need the generator to power the cryo fridge. That starts a timer. I think it's a 10-minute timer before you can throw out any either 5 or 10 before you can throw out any cryopods. And then obviously we have the cryopod timer down there too. We're gonna keep these in here to keep them charged up. I think we're gonna need I don't think we have a satisfactory male Rex. We've got a high health female Rex. So eventually we'll go to Carno Island and we'll start just murdering Rexes until we get some 135 or above males and females. We'll tame both of those, but because we have a permanent trap set up there. Anyways, that's kind of what we got going on here. Let's see. We'll head down here and I'll show you kind of how I got it started. What we did is we just came into the water here. I put a foundation down to get it sort of straight because I want it to be straight out, shooting out into the ocean there. And then we put some pillars down, and now we're just basically putting pillars on everything. I got to bring the Ankylosaurus back in here to clear out some stone, and so that the pillars can run into the ground. But yeah, it actually worked out to where the base level is like the same height as, just like barely the same height as the water, so you can just kind of jump out of the water onto the ceilings there. So yep, we're getting started. Most of this is gonna be done off camera. Hopefully I'll remember to record a little bit here and there so that I can kind of show a build process, but that's the plan. We're gonna we're gonna connect it to the sides. We're gonna gate them off so that the wild raptors that like to spawn here don't come in, and yeah, we're gonna build a giant platform there, and we're going to begin breeding. Okay, you can see we've been working through the night, the day and into the night, so you can kind of see how this is coming together. That little area right there, that sort of bridge, is going to be left the way it is for the most part. We're going to march the dinos across it. Same thing with a good chunk of this. We might build out here a little bit further. You can kind of see the way this is going. We're building out a big section on this side, and probably what I'll do is I'll go out a little ways on each side, and then I'm going to start moving dinos down into there to kind of see how much space we're going to need for everything. And we'll do basically the same thing over here. We don't have quite as much room over here, but that's okay. So we'll start filling all this in, and we'll put our dinos there, and we'll see how much room we need, and we'll just kind of keep going from there. Okay, we've got a basic floor down. I just need to kind of, looks like I need to put some pillars down and finish off that little area right there. I may make that bridge, this connecting bridge here, a little bit wider. But for the most part, the floor is done. I think I'm going to build a little house, basically a shelter for me. I'm going to build a little workshop area close to those doors. There's a ton of stone underneath this platform that are getting in the way of the pillars. So I brought the Dunkel over and had him getting rid of all that stone. which meant that I didn't need my doughy to get stone, and it also meant that we were harvesting a lot of metal because a lot of those stones that are underneath this, that are in the water underneath this platform, are those sort of like smooth river rocks. So we just had a bunch of metal. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to leave the forges. I'm going to put another forge down, and I'm going to move them even a little bit closer to the door that we've made. So I may make this area back here sort of my a small house. This area will be the workshop, and it'll be close to the forges, which I'm going to put right here, or maybe even on this side. Maybe I'll kind of move all this stuff sort of right here, and that'll leave this entire space over here for breeding. Now, you see how big the T-Rexes are. So if you have a circle of these things, it takes up a lot of space. When you have all your T-Rexes for bosses, they barely fit inside this circle. You've got to like park them inside, and you have a couple other ones like you have some around this ring here, but most of them are sort of parked in here inside these pie shapes. So, you know, they take up a lot of room, and they'll take up a lot of room on there. So will the UDs, and the other ones will be a little bit smaller. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to build a second floor. So for Rex's, if you watch Seashell Gaming's video, she has a two-story sort of thing that she built, and she's got female Rexes on bottom and female Rexes on top, I believe. And then the male Rex sort of goes up a ramp into the middle, and it can technically reach all of the other female Rexes when it's breeding time. So we're gonna do that in 2 spots at least here. So that's kind of what the situation is. We've already got wow, these guys, okay, they had a set of twins. We've already got some of these guys on mating because it's gonna take a while. So like this one, we've already got a Meg with all the stats. So now we're trying to get all the stats onto a pair of females. If that happened here, then that's good. We'll start that breeding process. So that's kind of where we're at right now. The breeding process is a long, complicated thing, and I'm not going to show everything in detail. If you want to see that, you're going to want to go to Seashell Gaming's page and watch her yeah, you're going to want to watch her video. She does a great job explaining everything. I'm going to go over the basics a little bit, but that's, like I said, that's just going to be the basics. So, yeah, let's keep going here. All right, so just a quick explanation. Here we have a Megatherium that has, we called him male M Stam Melee. So he's the male with the most stamina and the most melee. He had for stamina 2320 and melee 325. Not great, but not bad. Okay, and this is female health. So this female had 6,500 health, and she had more stamina, or she had less stamina and less melee than the other Meg. So we bred them together, and we were creating babies, and we ended up getting this male that had all the stats together, and we bred him with the female, and eventually we got another female that has all the same stats and is actually the same level as this one. So they have exactly the same stats, same level, same stats, same level, and both of them have 0 mutations. Okay. So what I did is I renamed, since they're both exactly the same, I renamed him the base male, and she is going to be base female 1. And we're going to breed, you know, we're going to get about, trying to figure out exactly how to set this up, because the babies keep wanting to glitch, and as they're growing, they stick inside the floor here. So I might put them like at the edge of a platform and have the baby sort of drop off. But we're going to breed up at least 12, maybe 15 or 20 females. What we're going to do is we're going to breed these two together. Their babies, unless they're mutated, will have the exact same number, level, 223. and they will probably be the same. They should be the same color, I think, but it's possible they won't. But they'll have all the same stats, the same level, and we're keeping and we're only keeping females. The rest, wow, I spelled that wrong. The rest, the males we're gonna get rid of, okay? So, let's see here. There we go. A little distracted. There's so much going on in this base right now. The fairies are mating, and I was trying to find that, and it's just... I'm also trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with the ones I don't want, because I used to have a mod that had a gun that would off anything I shot that I owned, so that made it very easy to get rid of the things that I didn't want. So right now we've been unclaiming, and part of me, I'm thinking about having a whole section, and we're going to just put the babies in that section. Maybe that's where we hatch things, I don't know. And and we're gonna let the Therizinosaur, or maybe even the sharks, we might feed the babies to the sharks, I don't know. Anyways, so these guys are about ready to start the process. Once we get 15 to 20 females and we get them set up on some type of platform, then they're ready to go and start the mutation process. These guys, we've got a male and female, both with all the stats we want. Their babies, though, come out at different levels, and they have, you know, the stats we want, stamina, health, and melee, are all the same, but the other stats are different, and that makes their levels different. So what we're looking for is, we're looking for maybe a set of twins would be perfect, because then those will be our base male and base female, and then that'll start that process too. So we got a bunch of eggs to go through. You know, this is just kind of how it is. We still want to organize our base a little bit better, but I think once we start getting the base females and the base males, we'll start putting them in sections, and we'll start building platform levels, and the base will start to be kind of done. So that's where we're at right now. Okay, you can kind of see what we're trying to do over here. We haven't gotten much more done in the way of workshop or a house, but we did sort of build these little areas here. We've got our base male and base female Megatherium there. We've got our base male and base female fairies there. Underneath this one, we've got an Oviraptor to basically collect all the eggs for us. These guys have live babies. So what I'm thinking is, instead of putting anything below, I may fence it off, and I'm thinking about having all the mothers sort of on the edge, and the babies hopefully will fall off the edge. Sorry, I gotta land. Will hopefully fall off the edge instead of getting trapped on top of here. Okay. The babies tend to get trapped inside the mothers if you have them breeding, standing on the platforms, just kind of standing there. So hopefully, we got them all close enough that they'll fall off. So what's going to happen now is we're going to put them on breeding. So for example, we'll have these guys start breeding. Okay, they're breeding. They have the exact same stats, and they're the exact same level. So unless there's a mutation, they will have either a boy or a girl with the exact same stats, the exact same level. We're getting rid of all the males, because we already have a male, and we're keeping the females, and we're going to take them, and we're going to put them on this platform, around this platform, so that instead of just having one female to breed with, this male will breed with, and it's funny how it works, this male will breed with all the females at the exact same time. So what'll happen is they will all be gestating at the same time. They won't necessarily give birth at the same time because of the timers might be slightly different. I'll just have to, I forget exactly how that works, especially on single player. On servers, you can control the timers a little bit better. So what we're going to do is, yeah, we're going to breed those together to get a bunch of females. And then once we've got as many females as we want, we'll arrange them around the platform and we will start the mutation process. Any mutated babies we get out of these will keep if they have a mutation in the correct slot. So in the process of getting these base females, we may get a male or female with a health or melee and a stand mutation I'll keep too. We may get that. So we'll keep them and then we'll use them in the next step. But we want to have a fair amount of base females with no mutations in order to get the process going. So we're going to do the same thing here, except for these guys lay eggs. So the oviraptor will collect the eggs, and we can kind of use the air conditioners to hatch the eggs as we want. Okay, before the sun goes down, I want to give you kind of a brief overview of what we got going on here. The Megs, you can see they are slowly getting more and more. We got lucky. Those number 2, 3, and 4 are all a pair of triplets that we got from base male, from the base male and from base female 1. Even though it looks kind of a little bit more chaotic on the Theory platform, the Theories, they crank out a lot of eggs. They breed faster than the Megs do. So we've already got a pretty decent start on the base females here, and we've got our Oviraptor is loaded as much as she can right now with more eggs. Basically, what we've been doing is we've been hatching them at those 2 air conditioners, and then any females we get, we bring over here. Oh, here's a little baby. This must have been. She must have been pregnant with her before I turned off the Yeah, that's a male, so we don't need it. So this is what we do. We're gonna bring them over here. The females we leave over there to grow, and then we name them and we bring them on the platform. The males, unfortunately, they get the blade. And then what ends up happening is the Thyla comes over and he cleans up the mess. That's kind of where we're at right now. So I've got the Megs off because I've got some stuff I got to do, and they are, you know, they're a little bit more harder to control because they're live born. So, you know, they're growing up. Either sometimes they'll be stuck. Right now, so far, base female 1's been good about dropping babies off the platform, which means they don't really get stuck as long as I get a hold of them early enough. All the eggs from these guys, they drop, and the Oviraptor comes and collects them, and then we just kind of throw 3 or 4 out at a time, breed up, you know, incubate most of them, and then the ones that then I'll pick them back up and I'll just kind of throw them out one at a time to make sure they're all females. Once we get going, we'll have a little bit better room, and we'll have a little bit nicer room with multiple air conditioners, and we'll just toss a bunch of eggs into it, and we'll keep the ones that are 2 levels above everything else, and then we'll let the Thyla take care of the ones that aren't. So that's kind of where we're at. We're gonna have another platform, I think maybe back here, or over here for the Rexes and Uties, and we'll have the platform over there, and then we're gonna kind of build our workshop area and our house. So that's the base as it stands now. I like to do most of this stuff in the background because it can be kind of boring. We'll keep doing some other stuff, and you'll notice that I'm going to be playing Pal World and sprinkling those videos in, and I think we're also going to start playing some No Man's Sky and sprinkling those videos in. And then on the 20th is when Nightingale drops. It's dropping 2 days early. We'll definitely be hitting that pretty hard. In the background, I'll be hopefully breeding up these guys. So if you enjoyed the video, hopefully you learned some tips or tricks. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. If you want to see more, I really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. Any comments are definitely appreciated. And go check out Seashell Gaming's video about the mutations in Ark Survival Ascended. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.